All right, so are you ready to dive into Rome with us today?
Sounds amazing.
You're thinking about heading there sometime soon.
Oh, yeah, I would love to.
Well, you picked a fantastic city to visit.
I think so.
We are going to go on a deep dive today
Right.
with top 10 places to visit in Rome by Narrative Nomad from Love to Visit Italy.
Okay, cool.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about more than just hitting like the main spots, right?
Right.
So think hidden gems and like fascinating backstories and the stuff that turns a trip into an adventure.
The stuff you don't see on like a postcard or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You ready to get started?
Let's do it.
All right, so our first stop is going to be the Colosseum.
Ah, the Colosseum.
This is like top of everybody's list when they go to Rome, right?
That's got to be right.
But what makes this more than just a place where gladiators used to like hack away at each other?
Well, it's not just a massive structure. It's a glimpse into the heart of Roman entertainment and engineering.
So there was more going on there than just the gladiators.
Oh, way more than gladiators. Imagine the year is 80 A.D.
Okay.
You're shoulder to shoulder with 50,000 other Romans. The sun is blazing. The energy is electric.
Wow.
Gladiators battling it out is only part of it. There were naval battles, wild animal hunts, even public executions.
Oh my gosh.
This was their Super Bowl, their Netflix binge, all rolled into one.
Crazy.
And to think they built this colossal structure without modern technology, just sheer ingenuity and manpower.
I mean, that's just incredible to think about.
It is.
I mean, the scale of the place is just, it's mind-boggling.
Absolutely.
And, you know, this article also mentioned that it's even more breathtaking lit up at night.
It is truly awe-inspiring, you know?
Have you seen it?
I have stood there bathed in that golden light, and you can almost hear the echoes of the past.
Really?
It's a reminder of how even empires rise and fall, but their monuments endure.
Wow. That's a pretty powerful thought right there.
It is.
Okay, well, speaking of historical echoes, our journey through time takes us next to the Roman Forum. All right, so this is more than just a pile of rubble, right?
Yeah.
What makes this place so special?
Picture this. You're standing in what was once the bustling heart of the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Senators debated laws here. Markets overflowed with goods. Temples stood as testaments to their gods.
Wow.
It wasn't just a collection of buildings, it was the pulse of Roman life, the place where their world converged.
I mean, you're walking through those ruins and knowing you're treading on the same ground as emperors and senators and everybody. I mean, it must feel surreal.
It truly is. And while you're exploring the Forum, make sure you head up to Palatine Hill.
Oh, okay.
The panoramic views from there, breathtaking, a photographer's dream.
Okay, that's a great tip. I'll have to write that down for myself.
Do it.
All right, so from the ancient heart of Rome, let's travel to a masterpiece that still boggles the mind, the Pantheon.
Ah, the Pantheon.
This is a must-see for anybody going to Rome, right?
Absolutely.
What is it about the Pantheon that makes it so fascinating?
Well, what's fascinating about the Pantheon is that its dome, built in 126 AD, remains the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world.
Wait a minute, hold on. No steel beams, no modern supports.
Nope.
How is that even possible?
It seems impossible, right?
Yeah.
It's a testament to Roman engineering genius.
Wow.
And, this wasn't just a temple. It was a statement, a symbol of their power, their innovation, their mastery over the physical world.
It's like they were showing off.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, so we've got this massive dome, we've got the columns, all that, but then there's also that oculus at the top, right?
Yes, the oculus.
The perfectly circular opening in the ceiling.
That's right. And that opening bathes the interior in a beam of light, creating an almost spiritual atmosphere.
It's going to be pretty incredible to see.
It really is no wonder it's inspired architects for centuries.
So the Pantheon is free to enter, right?
That is correct. Free to enter.
Oh, that's awesome. I love free.
Everybody lives free.
All right, so let's move on to a place that probably needs no introduction. The Trevi Fountain.
Ah, yes, the Trevi Fountain.
I feel like everybody's seen pictures of this.
They have.
So, why is this more than just a pretty fountain with a coin toss tradition?
Well, yes, the coin toss is fun, but the Trevi Fountain is a masterpiece of Baroque art. It's like a story carved in stone.
Oh, okay.
You really have to look at the intricate details, the dynamic sculptures, the sheer scale of it.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's not just water cascading, it's a narrative unfolding.
Okay, so you've got me curious now. What kind of story does it tell?
Well, it depicts Oceanus, the god of all water, taming the waters.
Okay.
You see those tritons guiding his shell chariot.
Uh-huh.
It's a symbol of man's control over nature, a theme that resonated deeply with the Baroque era.
I see.
And seeing it illuminated at night, oh, it's pure magic, trust me.
All right, nighttime visit to the Trevi Fountain it is.
You won't regret it.
And maybe some gelato for good measure.
Of course, gelato.
All right, so from one iconic landmark to another, let's journey to Vatican City.
Okay.
I mean, this is a country within a city, right?
Yes, it is.
But even if you're not religious, this is still a place you have to go see.
Absolutely. Of course, it's the center of the Catholic faith.
Right.
But even if you're not religious, the art and architecture are simply awe-inspiring.
Yeah, there's just so much to see there.
There is.
So, like, St. Peter's Basilica, that's
Yeah.
got to be on everybody's list.
It should be.
But what makes this more than just a church?
Well, the scale is overwhelming, of course, but it's the details that truly captivate.
Like, what kind of details are we talking about?
Well, think about the intricate mosaics, the life-size sculptures,
Yeah.
the sheer grandeur of the dome itself. It's the culmination of Renaissance artistry and architectural genius.
Wow.
You could spend days exploring its every nook and cranny.
I bet.
You would get lost in there.
And of course, no visit to Vatican City would be complete without seeing Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling.
Of course not.
I mean, that's another one of those iconic places, right?
It is, and whether you're an art enthusiast or simply appreciate human achievement, seeing those frescoes in person is an experience unlike any other.
Yeah.
It's like staring into the soul of the Renaissance.
Wow. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit, shall we?
Let's do it.
We're going to go from grand cathedrals to the vibrant heart of Roman life, Campo de Fiore.
One of my favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is a market, right?
Yes. A lively market.
But I'm guessing it's more than just that.
Oh, much more. Think of it as a symphony for the senses.
Okay, I like that.
You'll find mountains of colorful produce, fresh-cut flowers perfuming the air, and local delicacies to tempt your taste buds.
It sounds amazing.
Imagine sampling handcrafted cheeses, savory cured meats, and finding the perfect ingredients for an impromptu picnic lunch.
Ooh, that sounds good.
The energy is contagious.
I can practically smell the fresh basil and hear the chatter of all the vendors right now.
It's a lively place.
Okay, so this is definitely on our foodie listeners list, right?
It has to be.
But there's also kind of a historical layer to Campo de Fiore, isn't there?
That's right. In the center of the square stands the statue of Giordano Bruno. He was a 16th century philosopher condemned by the Inquisition for his radical ideas.
Oh, wow.
And he was burned at the stake right there in the square.
That's a powerful reminder of how much the world has changed
It is.
and the price some have paid for challenging the status quo.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, from the vibrant energy of Campo de Fiore, let's descend to a place that's a bit more subterranean, the catacombs.
Ooh, the catacombs, not for the claustrophobic,
Yeah, no kidding.
but intriguing nonetheless.
So, what makes these ancient burial tunnels a must-see?
Well, think of it as a journey into the hidden world of early Christianity.
Okay.
Imagine early Christians seeking refuge from persecution, burying their dead, and holding secret worship services in these very tunnels.
Wow.
It's a glimpse into a time when faith was tested and communities were forged in the face of adversity.
That's pretty incredible.
It is.
It's like stepping into another world beneath the bustling city above.
Exactly. And remember, dress warmly.
Oh, good tip.
Gets pretty chilly down there.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so for a change of pace, let's explore Trastevere, a neighborhood known for capturing the real Rome vibe.
Oh, yes, just a bit.
All right, so I'm picturing charming cobblestone streets, maybe some ivy-covered buildings, definitely some delicious food.
You got.
So, what makes this place so special?
Well, think of it as a living tapestry of Roman life, a blend of ancient and modern.
Okay.
You'll find artisans at work in their studios, families strolling through the piazzas and trattorias, serving up authentic Roman cuisine. It's a place where you can lose yourself in the labyrinthine streets and discover hidden gems around every corner.
So it's a good place to just kind of wander around and soak up the atmosphere.
It is.
All right, anything in particular we shouldn't miss?
Well, absolutely. Make sure you visit the Santa Maria in Trastevere Church.
Okay.
Its glittering mosaics are a sight to behold, a testament to the artistry that permeates even the smallest corners of Rome.
Okay, that's going on my list.
Good.
All right, so from the charming streets of Trastevere, we are going to climb
The Spanish Steps.
the Spanish Steps. Yes. These are iconic for a reason.
Definitely.
But is it just a photo op?
Well, they're certainly a favorite spot for photos, especially in the spring when they're adorned with cascading flowers.
Okay.
But they're also a symbolic link between two important points, the Piazza di Spagna at the bottom and the Trinitate Monti Church at the top.
So they're more than just a pretty staircase.
Right. Think of it as a physical and symbolic connection between the earthly and the divine.
Oh, I see.
And for a truly breathtaking view, climb to the very top.
Okay.
The panoramic vista of Rome is well worth the effort, trust me.
Right. I'm going to take your word for it.
You should.
So that sounds like a lot of walking.
Rome is a city for walking.
Yeah, I bet it is.
You'll be getting your steps in for sure.
So maybe we should end this part of our journey with a visit to somewhere a bit more relaxing, the Borghese Gallery.
Ah, yeah.
What makes this place so special?
Well, unlike the bustling crowds of the Vatican museums, the Borghese Gallery offers a more intimate experience, with masterpieces by some of the greatest artists of the Renaissance and Baroque periods.
Like, who are we talking about?
Caravaggio, Bernini, Raphael.
Wow, those are some big names.
They are.
I've also heard it's housed in a beautiful villa.
Exactly. The villa itself is a work of art surrounded by the lush Borghese gardens.
Oh, wow.
It's a perfect place to escape the city buzz and immerse yourself in beauty, both natural and man-made.
Sounds perfect.
It is, but just remember, advance reservations are essential.
Oh, good to know.
Yes, they book up quickly.
So as we wrap up this first part of our Roman adventure,
Yeah.
we've covered ancient wonders, bustling markets, hidden neighborhoods, and art that spans centuries.
It's a lot to take in.
I mean, Rome is a city that truly has something for everyone.
It really does, from the Colosseum's grandeur to the intimate beauty of the Borghese Gallery. It's a place that will ignite your imagination and leave you wanting more. I
Definitely.
think so.
I mean, it is amazing how each of these places offers such a different perspective on Rome. It's like peeling back layers of history and art and culture with every stop.
It's like a symphony of stories, each echoing through the centuries.
You know, as we've been talking, I was thinking about how Rome can be a bit overwhelming for first-time visitors. I mean, there's just so much to see.
Absolutely. It could be a little overwhelming.
So what advice would you give someone who is maybe planning their first trip to Rome?
Well, I'd say think about what kind of experience you're seeking. Are you drawn to the ancient world, the art scene, the food, or maybe a bit of everything?
It's like having this giant buffet of experiences laid out before you. But even with a buffet, you don't try to eat everything.
Right. Exactly. You pick what appeals to you most. And that's where I think our deep dive comes in. It's about giving you a taste of the possibilities so you can curate your own Roman adventure.
Right. So you can kind of figure out what you want to prioritize, what you want to make sure you see. So let's talk about you for a moment. Of all the places we've discussed, which ones like resonated the most with you?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm always drawn to places where history and art intersect. So for me, it's a tie between the Pantheon and the Borghese Gallery.
Okay.
The Pantheon with its architectural genius, and the Borghese Gallery, a treasure trove of masterpieces nestled in that beautiful villa.
Yeah, I can see the appeal for sure.
It's just hard to choose.
Okay, so our listener, ultimately, they need to make their own choices, right?
Right.
What general advice would you give them as they start planning their Roman adventure?
Oh, I would say don't be afraid to follow your curiosity. Rome is a city that rewards exploration.
Yeah.
Whether you're wandering down a hidden alleyway or getting lost in a museum and don't feel like you have to see it all, it's better to truly experience a few places than to rush through a dozen.
Yeah, quality over quantity, right?
Exactly.
And, don't forget, travel is as much about the journey as it is about the destination.
That's true.
So embrace the unexpected detours, the serendipitous encounters, the moments that kind of take you off the beaten path. Those are often the memories that stay with you the longest.
Absolutely. And as you're exploring, remember that you're not just observing history, you're becoming a part of it.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Every step you take, every sight you see, every interaction you have adds another layer to that rich tapestry of Rome.
So it's like you're contributing to the story of Rome just by being there.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, so as we delve a little deeper here, I have a little thought experiment for you, our listener.
Okay.
Imagine yourself standing in the heart of the Roman Forum.
Okay.
Now, instead of focusing on the ruins themselves, I want you to focus on the people who once walked those same paths.
Okay.
Imagine the senators, the merchants, the everyday citizens going about their lives. What were their hopes, their dreams, their struggles?
It's taking a different perspective.
Right, and what stories would those ancient stones tell if they could speak?
It's a wonderful way to connect with the past on a more personal level, to see Rome not just as a collection of monuments, but as a living, breathing city that has evolved over centuries.
Exactly, and by tapping into that human element, You might discover hidden gems and untold stories that bring Rome to life in a whole new way.
You
Who
might?
knows, you might even stumble upon a connection to your own personal story.
That's the real magic of travel, isn't it? It's not just about seeing new places, it's about discovering new facets of ourselves.
Beautifully said. Well, we hope this deep dive has not only given you a taste of Rome's iconic landmarks, but has also sparked a deeper curiosity about the city's hidden stories and the people who shaped them.
And remember, your Roman adventure is yours to create.
Right.
Embrace the journey, follow your heart, and let the eternal city unveil its secrets to you.
So, as you embark on your Roman adventure, remember to pack your curiosity, your sense of wonder, and perhaps a good pair of walking shoes, safe travels, and buon viaggio. As we've been talking about all these incredible places in Rome, I can't help but think about the journey itself. Imagine strolling through those cobblestone streets, soaking in the atmosphere, maybe stopping for a gelato break.
Ah, gelato, a quintessential Roman experience. But you bring up an important point. The journey itself is part of the magic of travel. It's those unplanned moments, the chance encounters, the unexpected discoveries that often create the most vivid memories.
Absolutely. Maybe you stumble upon a tiny trattoria tucked away in a hidden alley, and it turns out to have the most amazing pasta you've ever tasted.
Or you get delightfully lost exploring Trastevere and you end up discovering a charming piazza you wouldn't have found otherwise.
Exactly. Those serendipitous moments are often what make a trip truly special.
They remind us that sometimes the best experiences are the ones we don't plan for.
So while it's great to have a list of must-see spots, it's equally important to leave room for spontaneity.
Yes, to wander, to explore, to allow yourself to be surprised by what Rome has to offer.
Speaking of treasures, I have one final thought for you, dear listener, as you prepare to embark on your Roman adventure.
I'm all ears.
We've talked about the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the Vatican, all these grand and iconic symbols of Rome. But as you explore the city, I encourage you to look beyond the monuments, beyond the guidebooks, and seek out the echoes of everyday life, past and present.
That's a wonderful perspective. What do you mean by echoes of everyday life?
Imagine you're walking through the Roman Forum not just as a tourist admiring the ruins, but as someone who's stepping back in time. Imagine the conversations, the laughter, the arguments, the simple acts of daily life that once took place there. Imagine the children playing the merchants, haggling the artisans creating.
I see what you mean. It's about connecting with the human element of history, with the people who lived and breathed and made Rome what it is today.
Exactly. And those echoes can be found everywhere, not just in the historical sites. They're in the bustling markets, the quiet neighborhoods, the way people interact with each other. They're in the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting from a bakery, the sound of a street musician's violin, the laughter of children playing in a piazza.
It's about seeing Rome not just as a destination, but as a living, breathing city, with a rich tapestry of human experience woven into its very fabric.
Beautifully said. And who knows, by seeking out those echoes, by connecting with the human heart of Rome, you might just discover a piece of your own story along the way.
And that's the true beauty of travel, isn't it? It's not just about the places we visit, it's about the connections we make, the stories we uncover,
Yeah.
and the ways in which those experiences shape who we are.
Well, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to not only explore Rome's iconic landmarks, but to also delve into its hidden stories and embrace the unexpected moments that make a journey truly unforgettable. So, to our listener, as you embark on your Roman adventure, remember to keep your heart and mind open. Let the Eternal City inspire you, challenge you, and surprise you. And who knows, you might just return home with a little piece of Rome tucked away in your soul. Safe travels and buon viaggio.